So I've noticed that in my two favorite Yorgos Lanthimos films, The Killing of a Sacred Deer and now Bugonia, so spoiler alert about my feelings, I guess, there's a surprise Alicia Silverstone performance. So, Mr. Lanthimos, if you want me to love your next movie, I guess you gotta throw her into the mix. So Bugonia is a remake of a South Korean film from the early 2000s, I think, called Save the Green Planet, which is about the kidnapping of a CEO of a pharmaceutical company by these two guys who have fallen deep into conspiracy rabbit holes, and they are convinced that she is an alien from outer space. If you're familiar with Lanthimos' work, then you know just how dark and uncomfortable they can often get while still having a twisted sense of humor about themselves, and this one is no different. But I'd argue this one is also maybe his saddest film, in the sense that you really do kind of find yourself in the head of this character played by Jesse Plemons, who is the sort of leader of this two-man group between him and his cousin, formulating this kidnapping plot, and just seeing how deep he's found himself in this hole of conspiracy and the sense of reality not being what it seems. And it's very unsettling and often funny at the same time because of the strange things that he is so convinced is real. But then you realize just this really isn't that different from how a lot of people these days seem to be operating. And because of that, this film, more than any other out of Lanthimos' filmography, feels so much more of the moment, in the sense that it's exploring this world that is sort of post-truth, so to speak, and people just not believing what is in front of them, people being doubted by what's real, what isn't, and doubting the humanity of the people who are in power and have the resources to supposedly help people who are suffering but choose not to, and making sense of why things are so bad, and instead of just, putting it towards, greed, general ineptitude, or any other human faults, and just putting it out towards things that are very out there, like aliens trying to control us. And given the sort of relevance of that, I think this movie would make a really killer triple feature with One Battle After Another and Eddington, which, curiously enough, Ari Aster is a producer on this one, so there's that interesting connection there. But if you want to end this triple feature on a more optimistic note, then definitely end with One Battle After Another. But if you want to end on a very pessimistic note, then this is the movie to end this triple feature on, because it's definitely a very bleak movie. It's not a movie that makes you feel good about the state of the world, but it's still incredibly entertaining. Like, there's great performances across the board, there's some really fun twists and turns, and it ends on a very memorable note, I will say. So it's definitely a film that I think will make a really strong impression on anyone who sees it, whether you end up liking it or not. So those are my thoughts on Bugonia. If you've seen the film, then feel free to let me know what you thought of it in the comments.